This video is going to be a bit weird because like you're just going to see me in different at different times of the day wearing different clothes. I'm not wearing a top right now, like that kind of stuff. Basically, what I've been doing with the content is I've been scripting and planning what I like a long form video, this long form video, and then I film each section that I want to talk about so I can post each section to TikTok and to Instagram because that's where people won't want to watch 10-minute videos, whereas on YouTube people are more likely gonna wanna and see longer form videos. So that's the explanation as to why the whole video is like a bit mishaps and is a bit weird, but I feel like it's kind of keeping you on your toes, so it's good. Um, but this video is basically just how to be better in life, in any aspects of life. It could be making money, it could be self improvement, it could be anything. And the things that I talk about are things that can just be applied in general to life. And I do think what I've got to say is pretty valid. I've applied them myself, I've seen progress from applying them, I've personally experienced the reasons why I made those changes. Um, and I just think people should hear what I've got to say. I think what I've got to say is somewhat relevant, somewhat important, somewhat good advice. And yeah, so that's what I've got to say on the intro for the video. But that's why the whole video is a bit like, "Oh, I'm here, wearing different clothes, talking about different stuff. Go with the flow, guys. Go with the flow, and watch the video. Good video. Go give it a watch. Now, cut into the next bit. Bang. Don't test my activeness on the 5 a.m. wake up to record a video, but commitment. You could say it's commitment. You could say it's consistency. This is what I want to get to. This is the video. This is the video. This is how you be better at life. Just life in general. First step, and it is the most important step, but you've got to identify the problem. Like, what are you doing that's stopping you from getting where you want to be, or stopping you from being bad? And when I say identify the problems, stuff that's stopping you from getting closer to your goals. Now, you need to decide on some short to medium term goals, not long goals, but something in between 6 months and a year and a half, 2 years. Short to medium term goals that you can aim to get better at or get closer towards every single day. And you need to make almost every decision happening daily based around those goals, because if it doesn't align, you don't do it. Now, I've got a good example of this on my home screen. Put it up. My home screen, don't know if you guys can read that, but it basically says, is this getting me close towards my goals? If not, like, the fuck are you doing? Go and do something. It is. Now, this is exactly what I want to get to. Most of my decisions in my life, or on my daily life or schedule, is based around my goals, because if you're not doing something during the day that's getting you close to your goals, then like there's no point having them or doing anything in the first place. So summing up, just take the first step. Just take the first step. That is the hardest and the most important step. Identify the problem. Because if you can't identify what's going wrong in your life or what's not getting you closer towards your goals, then you're in a major hole, and you need some help. And that is a major issue. If you can't point out something in your life which you either don't like or you want to change, then that means your life's perfect. And if your life's perfect, then that's just not true. No one is perfect. So just stop the cap. Stop the cap. Get some short to medium term goals and make every decision pretty much based around those goals. And if it doesn't align, you don't do it. People care way too much. Like, I don't really understand. Like, I do understand, but people care way too much. Like, a lot of people in my generation are in what is in essence fear of being judged for doing something that will improve their life, because we just have that negative sort of stigma in the UK where we're just all negative, and never supporting anyone who's actually trying to improve their life. Like, you shouldn't care because it's your life. Like, you're letting what other people say dictate your life because of what you think they have to say, feel, or think. What was the thing? But about what you're doing, like, it's your life. If you're trying to improve it, you shouldn't let what other people have got to say change that, because they're not living your life. Like, if you want to start that new business, if you want to start posting content, if you want to start going gym more, or posting gym content, or whatever it is, like do an apprenticeship in something different, or not go to university and do a gap year, like it doesn't matter what it is. If you're letting what other people have got to say influence that, then you're going about trying to better yourself in the wrong way. And I've come across as way too much, and I've offered the same advice all the time. Like, care less. Just care less. Stop caring what people who aren't living your life have got to say. Unless they're your friends, your true friends who will only ever support you, or your family, you shouldn't really care about what other people have got to say. Well, in my opinion, anyway. But I can personally say that because I used to run a reselling page where I used to post content about me reselling, and I stopped doing it because it got rinsed. I didn't stop because I didn't like doing it anymore or any of this. Like, I just got so unmotivated because people were just rinsing me that I stopped doing it. Now I just couldn't care less what people have got to say about it. Like, I honestly couldn't care less, and that's why I'm just posting content, like, just all the time, posting content, talking about trading, all of this. That's why, because I just care way less about what people have got to say or think about what I'm doing. Because it's my life. At the end of the day, it's your life. You need to live it. If you want to improve your life, you need to do it. You need to remain consistent, and you need to remain consistent no matter what, because hard work beats talent every day of the week. Like, it's a guaranteed thing. If I turn up every single day and get better every single day, I will beat someone who is naturally talented and doesn't put in the work. That's just a fact. Now, I'd say the first place that you can actually gain consistency from is the gym, and this is what I did. Like, I started being consistent in the gym, and I took that consistency and discipline in the gym over to other aspects of my life, because it gives me, or gives you, a discipline to take into like other things, because you know you're already consistent and disciplined at one thing. Like, what you look like and how you feel is really important. And if you can be disciplined and consistent at that, you can pretty much be consistent and disciplined in anything else. It's a skill and a way of life that you can take into other areas of your life. And in terms of consistency, it rewires your brain to see things differently and behave differently and get out of habits that will only hold you back. Like, in my eyes, there is no point doing something that isn't going to benefit me. If it holds me back, I'm not going to do it. Obviously, I still do stuff that holds me back, and that's part of the process of trying to improve. But I can say for certain, I've removed things in my life that were only ever holding me back, or I've rewired my brain to see things differently, behave differently, and get out of habits that were only ever holding me back. And that is what you lot need to do. Like, to be good at whatever you want to do, like, that doesn't matter what it is. You have to be consistent, and you have to rewire your brain to get out of being like just a normal human being. Like, being yourself is fine, but the average human being isn't consistent and disciplined. So you need to rewire your brain to be like that. And that is, in essence, just the summary of the video. You've got to be consistent. Be consistent and disciplined in whatever you want to do, and I guarantee you will see progress and success as a result. And that kind of wraps it up. That wraps up the video. Just kind of want to just sort of give the overview and sort of just say any remaining points that I've kind of got to say. And I think, to sum it up, how you can improve and start improving your life is simply just by taking that first step. And that first step, like I said, is the most important step, because being able to identify things that you want to change isn't like, I don't want to be like, oh, it's not hard, because I can't say that for certain. I just know for it to be a fact for myself. But this chair is so squeaky on my days. Like, taking the first step and identifying a problem for me wasn't that hard, and I think that's purely just because I had a lot of time to myself to think, and that is what helped me. But the hardest step is identifying the problem and then going about a way to change. And if you aren't willing, like, simply, if you just aren't willing to put in the effort to change something that you don't like about yourself, or you wish didn't happen to you, or you wish that it doesn't happen to you, or you wish you didn't did it. Like wishing doesn't wishing it doesn't get you anywhere. Like taking action that gets you somewhere. That actually gets you somewhere. Wishing something didn't happen and then not doing anything about it, in my opinion, is just again, it just doesn't make sense. I find it really hard to just make sense of it. Like in my head, it's like okay, I'm not going to go out there and say that everyone's lazy if they haven't identified problems and they're not willing to change themselves, because that also isn't true. But it just be like ignorance or something. I don't know what it is, and I just again I don't understand. Maybe I need to do some more research into sort of the psychology around that to benefit myself, and so I can talk with more knowledge and sort of expertise about psychology and that kind of thing. But to me, it just seems a bit like ignorance. Like you're just ignoring matters of your life and not wanting to change. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really understand. But we'll move on from that point. Second point, that it needs to be said. Like people need to care way less. Like nowadays, and I don't know how it was back in the day, like in like the 2000s or like 1950 or 1970. I don't know how people were thinking back then, but people nowadays just seem to care way more than what they should. And what I mean by that is the person who you think is going to judge you or say or think a certain way about your life isn't actually living your life. They don't, if you go to the core value of it, they don't actually have a single say in your life. Like, if I want to go on a 10k run and someone's like, oh, nah, you shouldn't do that. Like, who are they to tell me that I shouldn't do that? Or I want to go on a gap year and explore my possibilities and my opportunities. Like, if someone says, oh, nah, you shouldn't do that, you should go to uni or you should get a job and you're going to do nothing all year. Like, who are you to say that? Like, literally, who are you to say that? Because it isn't your life. Like, they're literally commenting on someone else's life, and I don't understand that. No, I'm not saying, oh yeah, I've never said anything bad about someone else. Like, that no one in the world can say that. But what I'm saying is, I would never put someone down who I can see is trying to change their life or like change something about it, because I'd always be in support of that, and simply that's just how it should be. But I would never be like, if someone told me, for instance, about, like, I've had a conversation with someone, they'd be like, oh, I'm taking a gap year and I don't really know what to do. And I was just like, yeah, that's fair. But you should definitely explore like possibilities and things that are out there, because there's a lot of things to do out in the world, online or in person. And I can guarantee you there isn't a single person in this world that doesn't have a hobby or something they enjoy, and it's almost 100% chance that there isn't something out there for that person to do. Like, it's just also impossible. And I also had this conversation with another friend of mine the other day. Yeah, I don't know how long this video is going to be now, but who gives a shit? This is important. Like, I said to them, after they said to me that they didn't really know what they wanted to do in their gap year, or they didn't really know what they wanted to do. And I was like, and obviously they were like sort of talking to me about it because they're seeing what I'm doing and they're inspired, motivated. I don't know if they are, but obviously they've seen it and they've thought like a certain way about it. And I said, you're telling me that if you didn't spend, right, A-levels finish in, let's just call it June, so you have July, August, September, then what would be the new school's like year starts from September to the next September, so that's well over a year and like 2 or 3 months. You're telling me if you put your effort consistently for that amount of time into something that you enjoyed or you wanted to learn as a skill or literally anything, you're telling me you wouldn't make progress. Now, I said to them after I said that that's the whole reason that I'm taking this gap year so seriously, because I think that if I, well, no, I know, and it's not like a big headed thing, it is just a fact that I know if I spent a year plus trading, posting content, trying, going, like, mashing gym, trying to improve, like, like, literally every aspect of my life, that I wouldn't make progress. Like, it's improbable, purely because you get that amount of time to yourself. Like, obviously, if you spend a year doing absolutely niffle, you're going to make no progress in anything. But if you put your hard effort into something for a good amount of time, you will see progress. And I think a lot of people are just sort of scared to take that first step into doing anything, purely because they don't know what the outcome will be. Like, I don't think about the outcome of really anything. Like I only think about what I need to do, not what I'm going to do and am doing, and how that will come about later. Because I know that I will reap the rewards of putting in hard effort, and that might actually be the underlying point of the entire video. Take the first step, care less about what people have got to say, and remain consistent no matter what, because hard work beats talent. And I guarantee you, if you spend an extended amount of time, let's call it 1 to 3 years, because most people are going to uni for 3 years, you're telling me that in 3 years, if you put your hard work and effort into at least one thing, that you wouldn't make progress, and that's just cap. So the summary of the video is, do what you want to do, live your life, it's your life, care less, and go and do something that you actually enjoy. Because I actually enjoy doing this, and therefore I just feel way more motivated to do it. No, I absolutely hate revision. Like, revision is terrible and I hate it, but it's just something that I have to do during this period, and that's fairs. And I know that it's just a discipline thing. So putting in the work, hopefully we see the rewards. If we don't, is what it is. But I am putting in the effort. I should reap the rewards, and in turn, that's revision wise. And in terms of everything else, I am putting in the effort, and I will reap the rewards. I just don't care about when the rewards come and how they come, because that's irrelevant at this time. At this time in my life, it's irrelevant. I don't have anything right now. Like, I don't have any rewards right now, and so why would I be thinking about the rewards that I could potentially be getting when it's all just potential? It's just potential because I haven't actually done it yet. Alright, that's going to wrap things up, guys. Bit of a waffle for the outro of the video, but this was quite an important video to me as well. Like, just in general, I just felt like it was quite an important video for me, and I wanted other people to sort of hear what I had to say about it, because obviously you can't have 1,000,001 conversations with every single person you want to have a conversation with every day, and I think this is a very good way of people who need and want to see this kind of thing, and hopefully they see it via this. But yeah, cheers for watching, guys. And remember, best time to start trading, it was yesterday.